Okay, folks, we're trying it out. Shout out to the viewer for the idea of me like dressing up for stream. With the white shirt and the tie. I like the idea, so I'm gonna run with it. But hello, everyone. It's your boy Ace Former Kevo, and today we got the double games up this time. Last stream was like a 90% RuneScape, like 10-ish% ORNA. But we're going to try and get at least as close to 50-50 or at least 60-40 as possible here. Because we have the Winter Wild Hunts Week 2. So you can go here in the Events tab and you can see all these bosses and these monsters give lots of orns, which is the currency that we use to buy a whole bunch of stuff in ORNA. And to upgrade our character, unlock classes, get ascension levels. It's all tied to the orns. So many people now are running the dungeons to try and get the fragments in order to run the other dungeons, because there's different types of dungeons, and then these are all the raids. And mainly this lady here with the bow, Sekhmet, you can't see her because she's super tiny, but, take my word for it, is one of the best swashbuckler kind of attack base helmet in the game. So a lot of people are killing the raids for that, rather it be through summoning scrolls, which I've dropped like a couple hundred for friends in order to take out, so I can get the passive reward chances. And then I've killed a whole bunch of kingdom raids as well. So pretty busy day. And while I was doing that, I was like, okay, what am I going to work on for RuneScape? Because, I'm a dual gamer, even while I'm working at the same time. Because that's just how I roll. So I said, okay, what if I get my Xerix talismans for my house? So I went to this place over here. The Lizardmen Canyon. I haven't even been to the shamans yet. Never been there before. Those are the stronger ones. And I stayed right around here, where they have the multi-combat zone. And my friend was like, it took me like an hour to get it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I wind up taking and doing it in like 10 minutes, luckily, I think. Like, I brought 5 prayer potions, and I barely went through like the first prayer potions. But I was only doing Protect from Melee and Magic 1 for the most part. Or Ranged 1, because I was using my Ventnor bow, then I can multi-combat them. And then I saw the collection log drop. And I was like, oh, okay, great. I have the photo. The photo's on my laptop. But, I can show you the proof by going to my house and showing you the mounted Xerix talismans also for that. Well, it would help if I went to my house instead of the farming guild, which is pretty close, so it makes sense why I got it confused. But yeah, my house is coming together. We're going to be doing this destruction today as well. You can see now I'm a proud owner of 1 dig site pendant and 1 Xerix talisman. I was looking at all the teleports and I'm like, man, some of these are pretty helpful. So I'm glad that I went to go get that. But then I was like, hey, I want to get the 83 construction, because if I get the 83 construction, if I use a yellow stew for a construction boost plus a saw, I can build 91 stuff. Like, I can finally get my upgraded version of the fancy jewelry box. And so I'm going to make some progress. I may not be able to do all those upgrades today just because I spent a lot of gold and money, over the last couple of months. And I'm trying to take and slow down and try and just work on a lot of other skills that don't require money, or sell a lot of the stuff that do have to make some money back, rather than just keep on giving Jagex more money. I do want to work towards kind of getting my own money as well. But I have no regrets for the money that I have spent, because, it helped me progress super fast for doing that. So I'm happy that I did have that choice, and I went through the Jagex to get it. I didn't go through a second or third party area or whatever party that's not Jagex, because I really love this game. But I think we're gonna get ready to do some dungeons, and I'm gonna host first. I think we have one spot available right now if somebody would like to join. And we'll have more people on the way later on, because life. But before I do that, let me try and get to some AFK thing I can do right now for RuneScape while I get this set up. Or yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do my plank make. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go to my Farmers Guild and do that. That's why I have the Lunar Spellbook and this and all this stuff already pre-set up. Because what I'm doing to level up is I'm actually making, I am making the teak repair kits, because I got all this teak from salvaging. Some of the repair kits, the nails, the paste, like all this stuff. And then I'm going to high alchemy it, and I'm still going to get something. I'm not going to be like making a whole bunch of money, but each teak repair kit is 600 gold. So I'm like, hey, that kind of helps offset the price it takes in order to use plank make to make it. I don't know it off the top of my head, so I'm just going to go to the wiki to see how much gold it takes in order to do plank make for that. Teak plank, and plank make costs 350. So it's like pretty close to breaking even, because the things you have to factor in is the gold, the nature rune, and the astral runes, because I don't have to worry about the earth runes because I'm using the mud staff. So if I'm not really factoring the price of the logs, because I already have the logs. I already put in the time to get it, even though people could do that, but then that would make it not in the green. I would put it in the red. Because 350 plus 92 plus 122 is like 540, so pretty close to 600, or like basically under 600. If you really want the numbers, somebody can post into the chat if they did the math, but it's like it's pretty cool that I can like kind of make a little bit of money and train my magic and train my construction. So I like doing the multi training things, where it's like you're training multiple skills and the progression of stuff. So that's why I love the Lunar Spellbook, because it just allows me to make a whole bunch of cool stuff. Like I'm gonna have to do like glass making eventually to help me work towards smithing. I feel like that's gonna be cool, that they can work on that. But let me get some of these. I need a total of, I think, like close to 800 planks. What's great is I can just go here to my construction, and then whenever I make one, it's going to tell me how many that I need. So I'm just going to get up to like close to 800, and then I'm going to stop right there, most likely, for the amount of planks, and then I'm going to turn them all into the repair kits. It's going to be a blast. Hello there, Derpenstein. It's going pretty well. How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, let me get through with these dungeons right now. So we're going over to Mr. Builder Bob, which is one of my friend's spots. It's a really great spot. And I'm, of course, always appreciative of him giving me access to his wonderful dungeon spot. Hey, Casper, there we go. What's up, buddy? And so yesterday, I got a Slayer task for cow fights. So I was like, okay, I want to go try to take out the cow fight queen. You're chilling and questing, nice. So I look at some of the videos, And then I get all the stuff ready. Like sell stuff to get even more better stuff to help me out with stuff. Like some things, like I sold my Zenite necklace to get a Rancor for, like, you know, the best melee necklace in the game. And then I sold my Sanguini staff because I already had the Eye of a Yak, so I don't need the Sanguistine or Sanguini staff, as I call it. And then I got the Avenir Defender. So it's like, you know, I got like the best upgrades, and like I have some of the best gear possible, but it doesn't matter because it's about the skill and like knowing what to do and what not to do. So first time I tried it, I died. And I was like, oh man. Yeah, like, you know, I have the gear. I just have to get the skill. Like, I'm not skillful enough to use the gear like the fullest extent that I can do with my current combat stats in my gear that I have. Like, I have to practice. I have to get better. Like, for me, it's like I'm a farmer first and then a PvR person second. Like, I always put, like, working on the skills, like the non-combat skills, like, first. Practice. I don't want to shut anything. Well, I mean, I've gotten really good at learning how to run around and eat food sometimes, especially with Tombs of Damascus. That's what I learned. But I think I'm buffed up, so yeah. It's like I'm definitely not good at the game. Like, you know, I rewatched like because I recorded myself doing the fight. And I'm actually gonna play it so y'all can see what I did, and it's gonna have no audio here, so you can see it. All right, yeah, this is it right here. I'm gonna take and rewind it. Going through the media player right now, so people can see it. I'm going to put it right next to me, so let me just get this stuff better situated. Okay, that looks good. Because you don't really need to take and see the map, or pretty much this part. So let me try and get a little bit lower. Yeah, I think that's going to work right there. So here's my first attempt, and I think I messed up too because I forgot to bring the arc light that I made, because I had 10 crystal or 10 ancient shards from the Catacombs of Corinne, so I put them all into my dark light to transform it to the next farm. So I need a whole bunch more until I can get it to Ember Light, so that's why I like doing Slayer tasks that are in the Catacombs of Corinne. Like, I always try and prioritize it. Technically, I have 2, not 1, but 2 schizoids that I can fight right now, and I have one of the fragments working towards the third one. But I might try and save up to having like a good amount so that I can get some really good practice by fighting him, because I only fought him once so far. So I do have the experience of fighting him, and I won. You know, I didn't lose. You know, that'd be kind of awkward. But here, this is me right here, going to fight the Cow Fight Queen right here. So we're gonna see how this goes. So see, look, you know, decked out gear, blowpipe, Zenite vambraces, all the good stuff. You know, Avernic Trends Max, you know, the best stuff I can possibly use right now. I don't have the Inferno cape, or, you know, the better version of the cape, but hey, this is a lot better than a mixed hide cape. You know, I tell you that. So here I was setting my quick prayer to prepare to fight the cow fights. I always like penance, rapid heal, and magic, because I was informed these magic against it because it hits hard and accurate for magic, and also hits hard for melee as well. So you can see here I have 1 Sardonian, 1 super restore, 1 antidote, 1 super poison, you know, a whole bunch of food, and then a divine ranging potion and a super combat potion. So I get stuck here a little bit, and then I finally use my rope, and here we go. First time ever been here. Never been here before. So I got a pretty decent switch. And this is me just like no flinching. I'm not flinching. I'm just like a noob right now. And then I start to flinch. Like, 20, 30 seconds into the fight. I've turned off Persevere. And, I'm working on it. I'm using a Sardonian Brew to increase my health. And then I use a Super Restore to immediately clear out the stats. And I just start getting hit. And I was starting to take and, weave in a little bit more here. Because I realized I was screwed. And then I got hit by a 30. A 30, like almost max roll right there. So that takes out a lot of my food. But then I got a huge 32 right there. And then I immediately swap. Now, the one thing I didn't do was activate my Divine Ranging Potion. So I'm still pissed off at myself because I didn't do it. Throughout this whole fight, I'm spoiling a little bit. I did not use my Divine Ranging Potion. And I finally put on, Augury. But here, we're already getting, a little bit too gone right now. Like, I'm running out of food, I just now start to flinch because I was literally, like, panicking right now. Which makes sense. Literally first time fighting this boss. I stood there for a little bit, got a huge 26, tried the double blowpipe. And then here I'm like trying to like redemption bait here, but then I realized I turned off the magic, and I turned off the magic, and I then put the redemption back on, or, I changed it, and then I went back to magic, and then I got a melee hit, and then I died here. So I got the boss down to like, what is it, like 20% health, I think? Yeah, about 20% health, like 46 health left. If I had that Divine Ranging Potion, that 46 health would have been gone. I 100% believe it. So I am. It's not. It's a really great first attempt. I agree. I'm just a critic and harsh on myself. So what I did is I spent like 10, 15 minutes practicing on the Calphite Guardians and the other cave. To work on my flinching, like working into the box. And to my knowledge, the only way I'm able to do it is by going like this. I have to like I have to keep on right clicking. Like there's like I don't think I can actually like left click to go inside the monster square. So I was thinking, I have better food. I have fancy kebab food because I like cooking. So I have, where's it at? It's not here, is it? Well, technically I have the cooked antelope, which heals for 2 doses, like a 2-tick heal. So it's delayed on the second tick, so I would use this instead of the sharks, and still have like quorums. I'd bring like 8 of these. Like half of them is this one. Because if I know if I get hit by like 25, 30 damage, this is going to pretty much heal up. Let me see where it is, though. It should be around here. Let me see. Kebets. Oh, I see it. It's right here. The cooked dashing kebets. So this is these are like the cooked versions of food that I got. So I'm going to put that over here. Help easier. That's already over there. So good. I could technically put the Pyrofox as well. So the Cabot would give me the most healing. And I thought I put it over here. Is it gone? Or am I just not able to see it? I see this. I see that. No, I don't think I put it there. Let's try this again. There it is. Okay, so I didn't. Yeah, so this would give me the most healing right here. Yeah, we might have another person, another Kingdom person or not, believe it or not, Kimiko, that's going to join us. Drac. Hopefully, he's still available. You're going to go over to Builder Bob, or just Bob's, you know. You see a wave vessel with Bob in it? That's the wave vessel. But yeah, like now I understand like how or like why like the Wook's walk is so important. We're able to take and like pull this off so flawlessly, where it's like you're like almost take no damage because you're like so fast in between the transitions for stuff. It's crazy. Like that's like a high level mastery skill to work towards. Like you just don't inherently have it. Like I'm sure it took Wook's a good amount of time to develop that skill. Like I'm not doubting his credibility. He's, you know, a legendary RuneScape player. You think the NPC highlight plugin has a hitbox highlight option? Let me take a look at that then. That's a great thing. So yeah, I think that might. I think I do remember watching Sardako do that. Like I saw he changed something on it, and I just kept on like clicking on the basic stuff. But it's probably an extra thing. So let's go to here. NPC highlight plugin. I don't think I have that one, so then that would be a new one to add to my plugins. But yeah, we're gonna work on this a little bit while I get these dungeons started. Under NPC highlight. Better NPC highlight. A more customable NPC highlight. There we go. Yep. Install. Say less. Better NPC highlight. This. So much stuff. No, like I'm well appreciative of like all the advice and tools that I can get. Like, you know, I know nothing, like I know very, you know, my knowledge is very limited in this game, you know. And I'm working on getting more knowledge all the time. By able talking to people, asking questions, messing up, you know, finding out what not to do, you know, all that fun stuff. Like I remember like I died like 2 or 3 times fighting the ranger chick for Song of the Elves, where you have to fight the lady that shoots the exploding arrows and stuff like that, and you have to run away and stuff like that. It was like I died so many times because first time I was melee, I was like, what am I doing? And then second time I went range, because range is, I think, better to fight a ranger instead of a melee versus a ranger, because you're closer to their projectiles. And it still took me 2 tries. So it's like, you know, I've learned what to do and what not to do a lot in this game, and I'm very appreciative to be able to do that and not have it cost more than what it does. I mean, sure, it costs gold, and it's like I got like 3 mil to my name plus a whole bunch of stuff I can high alchemy, but I don't want to be spending like 500,000 gold to take and retrieve my gear, because that's still a lot of gold. We're gonna go like this. Actually, no, we're gonna go with the Dark Rift first. So let me do that. Dark Rift dungeon. Forward. And get this started. While we're doing that. Alright, so there's highlight pets. There's draw overlays beneath NPC. Ignore dead NPCs. I think that's a good thing to have on. Highlight minimap, shadow. But yeah, it's like, for me, it's like a lot of the stuff that I would be spending money on now, I wanted to be like necessities instead of like luxuries. Because like I've already gotten the, you know, the best that I can, pretty much the best gear I can for the range class, and you know, a lot of good, like maybe not the best in everything for melee, but a lot of good stuff for melee as well. My magic, you know, I got some really good stuff, but you know, I don't have the full Veritas. I'm just using 2 arms for now because it's like those are really expensive, and I'm just like, no, because I don't care about magic that much. I know magic is important for certain parts of the game. Alright, got that. But there's Drac. Let me take and unmute you, Drac, so you can take and talk if you want to. So there you go. Welcome, buddy. Sorry about that.
All good.
Oh man, it's fun. It's happy to take and hear you on voice chat, because like you're a kingdom member, and like part of our kingdom, you know, we're always on voice chat. You know, that's what we do. You know.
Oh yeah, it's just sometimes it's just really hard for me to do this kind of. Well, I can play the game, but trying to chat is kind of different because I have
Yeah,
a lot of family stuff that goes
typing
on.
is a lot differently than talking. Like, and you know, sometimes it's easier to type than to talk, depending on, you know, wherever you're at the time of the day and stuff like that. Like, I understand, like life, you have other life that happens around, so it's like you might be able to voice chat, but chat, like any form of chatting is fine. Like, you know, as long as the communication's being sent, kind of thing. We just like voice chat because it's just quicker than typing. You know, we're just
Oh yeah,
lazy. We don't want to type. But you know,
yeah. I don't know why, but on my computer, I get a message right away, and it takes like 2 minutes before my phone gets the message.
oh my goodness,
I have no clue what that's about.
that is something. I'm sorry, Kimiko. She needed to change her pet, and I didn't allow her to change the pet. All right, hands off the keyboard. Look, no, I'm not touching it. Hands are off the keyboard. There you go. You can swap your pet. They're not on the tablet either. You know, because you know, I tell people I play on Scrippy, so it's like I just like being able to take and use my mouse to play the game, and this is the way to do it. Ooh, wow. Those Immortal Lords were not very nice. I'm glad they didn't take them out, but looks like 8 is your max English, Drac, that you
Yep,
have at the
trying
moment.
to catch up to everybody.
Okay, 8's good. It's a good start. Um, Definitely working up there. Yeah, I recently just dumped a whole bunch of my points to get closer to getting higher to people, or just like working towards it, because I love English. Like, you know, I'm the English guy, but it's like I don't want it to be too complicated or like too difficult for the English for other people in the party. Like, I can handle the English, but if other people can't handle it, I'm not. I don't want to take and like drag them through, like reviving all the time with higher English. Like, I want people to be prepared to take on high English rather than just like not knowing what to do in high English. But pretty much like the higher English you go, if you don't Divine Bastion, it's either kill or be killed. Like, they just do so much damage for a lot of
Yeah.
these bosses and stuff, because it's a higher damage multiplier compared to the old English. Like like 8 English is like 20 or 25 English, and the old one, it's like 2 times or 2 point something times more difficult for each level of English compared to the old one, or the difficulty. But hey, you get more proofs, which is great. You know, if you needed to buy materials for an ascension level, proofs got you. If it happens to roll on what you need to get. because that's just out the RNG sometimes. They've already mapped out like what's in the shops. You just have to be patient enough, or get creative enough to try and find ways that they can get your materials. So that's why we run dungeons, because you have in the dungeon rewards and presents, arc alchemy, for random chances to get materials. They help us. You could do refineries, but now that they chopped it down to 10, that reduces it down to what is it like? So you just multiply 120 times 10, so it's like, and multiply that times 12, so it's like, whatever that is. So it's still a lot of materials if you do it every day, but some people don't. Like, I used to play ORNA like a full-time job. Like, I would play like 9-10 hours a day, easy peasy. And now that I don't have the need to do that because of all the stuff that I've done and all the stuff, it's like it's nice just being like a casual, taking back, letting other people carry, teaching people, still flexing every once in a while, showing that I can still do all the cool things. But that's why I like RuneScape, because it gives me a way to take and like balance out, put more time into, or just basically another game or another project, rather than being like all in on one. Like, learning how to take and split it between different things is a fun little mix up. Let me like chill out more, not be like so like in a rush or hurry. Like, sometimes I'm still in a rush and hurry for a lot of stuff. People like, I progress, I'd say fast-ish, or faster than I probably would have normally done in RuneScape, just because I just really enjoyed the game style of it. I just seen the consistent progression for long term. Just like how ORNA has that consistent long term progression, like in the form of ascension levels. If you think about it, like, for me, it's like I have, let me go there. I have 200 ascension levels in this class. So I've had to get a lot of material over the years, not just months. Years in order to get here. So it's not just something a new player could probably do it faster if they just ran more dungeons, or they had to do, like, now that memory hunts are a thing, you can just min-max memory hunts and just make bank that way too. But it's like, I just can't do memory hunts for a long time. If it's good memory, I'll hunt the hour, but once I get it, I just stop. I don't like going on, even though I'm still probably in the top 100. But let me get back to the next deep dungeon, or the Dark Rift one. Not gonna run hard mode. Yeah, chill. Trying to conserve the keys, not just spend all the keys. Alright. But yeah, I think DD Endless is a lot harder. When I tried it out, when I sent you that, when I did that stream track, I agree. DD Endless has gotten a lot harder to do. Now, I made it difficult on myself by using shackles to see what it would be like without having the power, because I have like 32 ascension levels in DD right now. So I knew it would be different if I did it without shackles and had those 32 ascension levels. Different, like, I would be able to go further, but I don't think you can go as far as you can in farm gear anymore. Like, you used to be able to go really far, like into like the 500s pretty consistently, 600s with farm gear. But when I was doing this is when I was doing DD month, so it's not really an accurate thing, because at the time I had 160 ascension levels in DD, so that was my third highest endless when I did it for DD. So I learned a lot when I played DD for a month, and how OP and broken it is, and why I don't play it. If you know how to properly like min-max it and build it the way that, because DD is like Play-Doh, you can kind of transform it into any shape you want. You want a high magic, you want a tanky magic, you want a high damage, you want a tanky damage, you can do it. I built like a DD Ursa endless build, and I died because I was bored in like the 1100s, or like I messed up at like one of them at like the like 15, 1600, like over 1,000 pretty much. The highest I ever did was when I was the Magic version, going with just pure hybrid stats in my loot, and then doing the temporary buff maxing, like stacking, where you have the temporary buff Amity, and you have like a crit or like a damage or some combination between Oracle with those Amities, along with like a health regeneration or mana down order that can help you consistent without having to constantly spend time that they can just chug panaceas like they're bottles of water. So it's a completely different game style. You're super tanky because you don't go Sinatra, you don't go Gunner, you just go full, tankiness. But that's with like I said, that's with a lot of Ascension levels. Like, seeing it had as a lower one, it's like, I think I died in like the 300s, I think, or like high 200s is when I died, when I did the Endless. I could try it again without the shackles, maybe during this event, because this is a really good time to do Endless. But for me, it's like, I just love Realm Shifter because it's just so simple and it's just so effective. You're a little more fragile in some situations for Magic because you use Gunner for Realm Shifter. You could not use Gunner and be tanky, but eventually you won't be one-shotting people, so you need that extra damage boost that Gunner give. Unlike with Deities, when you transition from the Seals to the Quick Cast Ultima, you do a lot of damage. You just have to make sure that you hit all your shots, because if you miss, then that's where the trouble happens. And that's the same thing with any class. Like, if your attack misses, and then the opponent has a chance to attack you, that's where it's like, okay, now you need RNG to be in your favor. No matter if you're a Realm Shifter, Deity, Beowulf. Like, some people have more cheesy methods. Like, Beowulf is very cheesy to use the Bastion augments with a Bastion Amity build, with like just full tank, and let your pet kill them, as Deity, not as Deity, as Beowulf Regia. That build was nasty. I think I made it into like the high 800s or 900s for Endless for that. But I didn't really want to do it again. I probably could have done it again and gone further, but I was like, no. Because that was a lot of work. Hello there, Mr. Nightwolf. Welcome, welcome. But let's keep on making these planks, because I still need more.
Yeah, I've never made it past 473.
Yeah, Endless is one of those things, just like I was explaining earlier about like learning how to do like raid and monster fights and mechanics. It just takes practice, What my first Endless wasn't when I made it the farthest, or when I first started, wasn't Realm Shifter, because I was too low at that time. Because I was doing Endless before I was 250, believe it or not, folks, surprisingly or not. I was always, and still in my mind, I have a special place in my heart for Endless. It's like the best game mode if you have the mindset and the discipline and the focus for it. Because like, you can do like the lazy quick cast ultimate Endless and be fine, but this one you're able to go farther because you have to properly assess what to do in the right scenario. If your main element is dragon, which my main element of attack is, because I have the dragon alignments for the extra dragon, and I want the dragon immunity that the alignment gives me. And hopefully people, earlier last week were able to take and get their dragon elemental books. If not, you're going to have to wait till it returns again. It's not coming back until next year. Pun intended. But yeah, it's like, everybody has the tools. They just have to build the right build that works for them. Like, for you, maybe it might be a tankier build rather than a magic one. Like, you won't get a lot of Orns by going a melee build. You could probably get pretty far in a melee build for Orns. If you wanted to go Ursa and just be more beefier and have like a two-handed, like thin blade, they give you the Orns. Oh no. It looks like I actually missed you for this dungeon. My apologies, Drac.
I had seen that you were going, and it told me it was done, and then when it came to my turn to hit the thing, it didn't even give me an option to join.
Oh no. Yeah, we're just gonna leave out of this one just to make it easy, because I don't really mind. Well, actually no, because these are Doffer keys. These are a little bit more valuable. No, this is more valuable than if it was a regular dungeon. I would 100% want to close out so they can start a new one. But Because this requires dark rift keys in order to get it, you know, this one's a little bit special. I'm going to give it a good like 20-30 seconds or so, or until I see the third people. For the next one, I will improve. But yeah, I just like Ninja. Like, I was helping out this one of my friend's Kingdom members. He's like a tier 8, close to tier 9. He's like, hey, can you help me come kill a whole bunch of raids, you know? And like, it just took a while to just like, for us, our times to match. You know, to be both of us to be available, because he's like a nighttime worker, and I normally stream in the nighttime. So I told him he's always welcome to come on the stream if, you know, people need some help with stuff, and I'm like wanting to do it. And so I go over there. He has a whole bunch of the first week's raids that he summoned, and they're all like tier 7, tier 8, and then like one tier 6 from the Perseus. And so I just went as Realm Searcher Dorado. Actually, I believe with the same pet, or yeah, with the same pets, or I maybe went Phoenix. Yeah, I think I went Phoenix because, you know, if I get the Deafic channel, that raid's going down, you know. It's dropping pretty fast. But he was like so impressed, and he's like, wow, your build is the GOAT. And I'm just like, Ninja's the GOAT. It's like some classes just do things better than others. Yours is more challenging because you have so many options available to you. So you have to just define the combination that works for you. If you like magic, go magic. If you like physical, go physical. You know, both of them can work. I loved using the DD Ursa extra turn mechanic. The taken, you know, constantly just like combine that with the Blades of Finesse parting remarks to just get a whole bunch of turns and stuff. It was so nice because I would always use the Apex ability where your single attacks hit everybody now. So now I would just do like guarding strikes or like, you know, a healing spell if because I'm always using berserks. I never hardly have a build that doesn't use berserks because you're just missing out on damage. That's like when people send me screenshots and they only have like 1 or 2 berserks. Say, hey, am I fully buffed? I'm like, no, you're not. You don't have all the berserks. You're not truly ready. Now, Summoner doesn't need it all. Technically, you can, and you have to if you want to try hard, like I did, to get one of the highest endless records in the game. Because Summoner is disgustingly good at endless, but the class to me is just a very, very weird class. Because you're technically like a warlock, and you summon all your minions around you. And if you die, they all die. But if they die, you don't take any damage or nothing happens. And you can just summon another one.
Yeah, that's got to be an interesting build with Summoner.
So the thing is with Summoner, the only reason why I couldn't go further is because literally the 22 hours of the window was gone. I started it at not late, but like, you know, in the nighttime before, so I could go to sleep, wake up, and do the rest of the endless for the rest of the time of the 22 hours. And it took me so long because I had to keep on going to get Ithra shrines, because this was before they changed stasis. Before, stasis used to be 100% you're not moving. Now there's a chance for them to move in attack even when they're stasis. So I was playing on the broken version of stasis, like the version 1 or version 1.1, and now it's like version 1.5 or 1.2. It's a new version of stasis. So it's still doable to do what I did if you go full max assassin stat on your gear and just like juice out your summons with every single buff that you can possibly give them, including berserks. So I had to constantly give myself berserk and constantly chug panaceas like every couple of turns. Or I'd have to take and use buffs on my summons to prevent me from actually taking any damage, because I'm not actually making a spell. They're the one that's doing that. That's like a cool trick around where you can use to evade damage if it's not something that can like prevent you from attacking, like Blight and stuff like that. If you have other people in your party, you can target them with the spell, and then sometimes it will use it, but most of the times it won't. It won't tick the berserk effect. But let's see, where's these other themed dungeons? There's the other beast den.
There we go.
There we go. Nice. We got you. But it's like every class, like that class really isn't good for like doing dungeons with. For like solo, like you can't like stack dungeons with summoner because most of the times in stacking dungeons requires you to start the dungeons in your view distance class and then start back to your main class. But with summoner, if you don't start with your summons, you don't get them when you swap there. If you do it that way, so you just had no summons. So you'd have to have a completely different build sets to have, or like a high defense, high ward gear, so you can just ward Ward Knight and then pray that they don't take you out. Or if you're high ascension level, you'll mainly be tanky because you're going to Regia most of the time anyway. So it's like, you know, I've played every class, and you know, would I play other classes because they're fun or different? Sure, but I still love Realm Shifter with the wonderful like knife's edge RNG that you have to have with Mystic Feather to sometimes not get one shot in a crucial moment when there's a Berserk Realm Shifter staring you down in the face, deep into the endless.
Yeah, he's the one that really annoys the crap out of me because he's the one that always kills me.
Yeah, he's usually the final boss for a lot of people. He's usually their final boss. If you fight a Berserk Realm Shifter and you don't like, so most of the times the responsible thing to do is, if you can, stasis him or petrify him if you have like a really high chance to petrify him. Or I don't know if he's immune to petrify, but if he's not immune to petrify, you know, any way of like guaranteed to where he's not going to move. You can't put him to sleep. Stun and freeze still have a chance for him to attack. I still use stun dart in a lot of scenarios, and it helps me because it disables the Mystic Feather, so you can hit them. That's the main thing. Stunning always doesn't guarantee they're not going to hit you, but it guarantees that you get to hit them. Is the benefit of using. That's why I preach whenever I'm in a dungeon, please, if somebody has a stun dart, use it. It's always on my skill bar because it's such a valuable skill, and I didn't take him out. Looks like he got a turn. Let's get back with this plank mate. Give me some more magic, please. Be cool. So I got the tile thing. Thank you, Casper, once again. Help me get set up. You know, trying to balance out the games a little bit, but because I'm hosting, I have to do more work for ORNA right now. So that's why I wanted to host first. So then I let other people host after me. That's how I do it. Or I host last, or I pretend like I'm going to host last, but I don't really host because it's taking so long to run everybody else's dungeons. And that's how I have so many keys right now. I mean, naturally, I built a lot of keys already through doing my 40,000 dungeons that I've run over time. Like, I've always carried majority of them. And this guy's been around me for probably a good 15, 20,000 of those 40 dungeons, maybe more, Mr. High Pond.
What's up?
What's up, bro? We finally got Drac on the voice chat, so you can talk with him.
Drac?
What up?
See, I'm the second in command, and he's first in command. He's the king. I'm the king's jester.
The lazy king.
Yeah, that's why the jester's the one that's always doing all the stuff. He has to entertain the people.
I am a peasant. Ha.
Well, luckily,
I
you know.
decided to do endless.
You did, yeah. We were talking about endless stuff right now. I was on a whole little endless speech about the different endlesses that I played over the years. The one that was one of the most annoying, besides Summoner being the most, was actually the Gilgamesh Endless. That was a lot of work to do that one. And I was really pissed off with that one because of like how like challenging it got for certain fights, and like how I had to keep on doing weapon elemental swaps all the time. Like I had to leave the dungeon, go to the Master Forge or Demon Forge and change the element on my weapon, or go to my fortress and do it, of course, that way as well. And it's like, you know, if they hit me hard, you know, then it just I had to like, you know, stall them, like stun dart them, or try to sleep dart them, or try and prevent them from attacking, so I can finally generate enough water to do enough damage. Because the pen definitely starts falling off around like the 700-800s. For me, I think I had like 160 or 150 or essential levels. You're pretty average around that when I was playing Gilgamesh at the time, and it was just like weird because I wasn't doing it for orange. I'm just doing it for the record here. I'm making a lot with that. But all right, there's my 5. If someone else wants to take and host their either Dark Rift or normals, we can host either one. I just mainly wanted to host my Dark Rift keys to help out, to get a little bit started, so the other next person can either run more Dark Rift or run, whatever they want. I just don't want to run the normals because I'd rather run the normals later on after I've already spent my keys to help rebuild the keys. Makes me feel like I earned the keys, because these are just like ones that I got just from like, I think doing endless as well. So I had like 50 keys. So it's up to you if you want to host track, or if Kimiko wants to host for some of the dungeons, or if maybe Mr. High Pawn wants to come and run some dungeons,
I can run about 3 because I only have 12 keys for the Dark Rift ones.
You can always run normals too. Like I said, if you don't want to run the Dark Rifts, you can run normals as well to help rebuild the Dark Rifts, I just had the keys, so I just spent them just to help, get everybody else more stuff to help them get started. So you can run like 5 or 6 or 8 normals, if you want. There's plenty of dungeons here. You have a lot to choose from. We have a lot of options here.
We want to do horde mode, and you want to just be normal, no boss, right?
Yeah, no boss.
All right, and keep it in normal mode, not hard mode, right?
You could run hard mode if you want to. You don't have to. Because it's like, hard mode just gives you better in the dungeon rewards, but also does cost more keys. Like, I don't mind running hard mode for them, but sometimes I just run normal just because some people like using items, Like, a lot of people use items for their builds, and not be able to use the items is different. Because it's like, some people like don't use the Beastfell chest guard and they just pump a Berserk mushroom to get their Berserk. Or some people like to take and use Quad Edge. They can run theirs. Kimiko said that she would like to take and run the Dark Rifts. So we could probably do that after this one then, if you want to do that.
Yep, I got what I needed too. I needed a piece of Anguish 8 gear so I could upgrade my my Raids Anguish to level 9.
Nice. Well, there you go. Progress has been achieved. Yeah, like I got mine up to 20. Oh wow. Good thing you're a deity, because if I was in your spot and I had no ward, then I would have been dead because I'm a realm shifter. That's the one. Yeah, that's the wonder. That's the wonder of being a deity, is to have be like, you know what? I just don't feel like dying right now. I'm just gonna say no, thank you. It's a little scary at times when it happens, because you think you die, but it's like, oh no, I'm good. Just hurdle for a little bit, and everything's okay. And the only downside is that there's 2 of them, and then they both attack you one after another. And that's where you really have to roll the coin at the end, and then hope that you get it to flip heads instead of tails, or tails instead of heads, whichever one you chose. And sometimes it happens, and it's crazy. In PvP, I've seen it. And I actually was like in the beginning of Blades of Finesse when it was first released forever ago. It feels like in Order time, before the Conqueror's Guild was here, when you had to fight other people in order to get your coins and stuff, like it was like, I always had to be changing up my build to different things because people were expecting me to do one thing and I had to do another thing. But I did play a lot of deity. I played deity Raider. Some people may remember me as deity Raider, and I was annoying because I'd become so tanky. Because Raider gives you 50% increase to your stats with the Berserk 3. And having that Berserk 3 plus the deity stats too, tanky stats, I'm just like, yeah. And I think I just like Omni Strike build, or like, I do a lot of verse build as well, like verse 4.
Plus 20% damage from radar itself.
Yeah. You get the extra attack from Raider itself. Yeah, the stats.
Sounds like a build I need to try out.
It's a fun build, but I would really it would be kind of difficult to make it use on your. I don't know. You'd have to test it to see how it would work on your like defense. Like you can just mirror match yourself, of course, to see how it would go. Fighting yourself. But yeah, it's something I like. It was really fun. I'd bring like ward of like the elemental resistance ward, or like I'd bring like a ward pet or like a phoenix with me and stuff like that. I'd always love to bring the Ordnite Golem. The Ordnite Golem, the Fey Yeti. What else? Sometimes I'd bring. I don't think I've ever brought Stonework really for it, but like sometimes I just bring the Phoenix as well. And then sometimes I would have brought the Titan pets, but now we have the gear that has the immunity to the Titan stuff, so people can use that to be immune to the Titan seals. Because people would always run, because that's why I lost one of the tournament in PvP, is the guy had the Oceanus one, and I thought that Selene was going to be my one that I chose. Like literally, it was crazy. I grinded out. Back then, it was different for tower shards. I grinded out 300,000 tower shards in under 3 days. I did so many towers to prepare for that PvP tournament, and so many Linkus. because that was when Linkus Bristles was first released. And I was lucky. I had a good enough score in order to make it to the top 16, and then I immediately faced the one of like the number 1 tournament winner from last year or something like that. So I was like, oh, good. So I got to learn a lot and what not to do to fight in PvP battles. A lot in accessory control, like how important accessories are in PvP, depending on who you're fighting. But like knowing their playstyle, so like you have to chess move, like you have to think ahead steps, like what you're gonna do for your long term. Yay! More planks have been made. Am I close? I think I will if I have planks in here. Oh yeah, so we're good. Good, now I can get to the easier part, which is literally just making the repair kits and start making money over at the dock. Let me just check this real quick. Alright, that's empty, so that's going to go up. Good, it didn't take all of my runes for that, just majority of them. Deposit that. Alright, cool. Now this. I need the steel nails, the swamp paste, and a whole bunch of logs, or a whole bunch of planks. And then I just go like this, put it in there. Go like that. Put more, and then finally 4 more. I think I needed. Oh, I have to put this up real quick so I can get my amulet so I can teleport. Unless I already have it. Nope, I don't. But yeah, how long have you been playing ORNA for, Drac?
just got my 3-year mark
3 year,
last
okay.
week.
So you're still like a relatively newish player then. Came in before some of the other stuff. Before the old times, because like me and my opponent are like 5-6 years into the game.
I think 4.
You're 4?
I think so.
When's your start date?
I mean, yeah, years of play, 4.5 maybe now.
Yeah, because mine's 2020. Was my
Mine's 21.
yeah.
But I leveled up in the old ORNA.
Yeah, me too. I level up in the old ORNA, you know. Oh man,
It was
these
different.
this is not good. Oh good, Kimiko's got a turn. Kimiko's gonna be 6 years in March, so there you go. Yep, let's see when mine is. I can take and check mine, you know, whenever
But even 3 years ago.
It was a lot different 3 years
it
ago,
was
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so different, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
true.
I know I
To
just
be fair,
reached tier 10.
you
and they
know,
started, like,
towers
bringing one update after
wasn't
another.
like towers. Aren't towers only like 2 years old, or are they like almost 3 years old now?
I think 3 almost.
Almost 3, yeah, I can see that. I'm just like trying to remember the time before towers, and it's just hard to remember. Like how like boring that was. Like we were just doing dungeons. You know, we're just only running dungeons. That's all you had to do was dungeons. There's no memories. You know, there were no. Because like technically memories
Yeah,
came out before towers technically. I believe.
Yeah, can be.
Memories came out before towers. I need a saw and hammer.
No. First towers came, I think.
You think towers were first and then memories were after?
Let me think. I think so. I can check old pictures.
Welcome back, Derpenstein. I'm glad you're able to take and revive your phone. That's right, I don't need this.
I just checked the channels now, where people wrote earlier in the tower chats or in the Amity chats.
I don't need this because I need the saw. In order to build it, because I have the hammer in my hand, right? Yep, I have the hammer. So there we go. Now we're gonna see repair kits. Oh yeah, definitely a lot more than what I thought. I need 870, but hey, I got pretty close. I got like 820, so that's pretty close to the number. So I'll have to make a few more planks in order to get this. But yeah, I'm just making a whole bunch of repair kits right now. And I plan on just turning them into money. But yeah, it's just crazy to see how much the game has progressed over the last, yeah, you could say last 3 years. Because if you go 4 or 5 years ago before that, then it's like there wasn't as much stuff going on.
Ah no, looks like Amity Hunts joined in 2022 and Towers in 2023.
Ah, yep, I knew it. I knew memories were first. That's why I was like, I don't know, I don't believe you. I was like, I don't believe you. Wait a minute, who are you? Let me get these logs out here then.
Remember, I think I was in Turkey for vacation. when Amity Hunts released. It was nice.
Get some drink.
And I remember I had a bug. I moved my town, but the Oracle Temple didn't move to me.
What? Your Oracle Temple's like, nah, I'm sorry. It's
I
not.
mean, it got fixed pretty soon because I think more people had this issue. So I think it was fixed after 2 or 3 days.
Oh, that's so funny. It just built the log. It built them out of my repair kit, and it just threw them on the ground. That's so funny. I didn't know it could do that. Well, I learned something new today. That's cool. Yep, it's empty, so I can deposit it and be done with it. That's cool. So yeah, I think if you started 3, I don't know, did you still have the old storyline quest track, or did you only have one storyline quest?
I think I had one, I believe.
Because if you had 2 storyline quests, then you would be guaranteed to have 2 common Band of Gods.
No,
Yeah,
I got one, I think.
Yeah. So if you were 4, you should have 2, right, Hypon?
What?
You should have 2. You should have had 2 storyline quests completed.
Yeah, but I mean, the effort you put in to finish both quests, you should normally have also 2 unfilled concords. If you just focus on dungeons.
Well, no,
If you're
I'm just saying, like, the advantage, of like starting out earlier. Like, if you told somebody to play the game, they're only getting one band. They're only getting one Band of Gods from their quest reward.
Yeah, but you get it anyway, sooner or later.
Yeah,
So
some
I
people,
don't think that's a
like
big
have
advantage.
like really high dungeon numbers and no Band of God for like thousands of dungeons. Not hundreds, thousands of dungeons. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, I've heard like the stories. Like I remember this guy Gherkin or Gherkzilla or Gherkinator, the Gherkster. It took him like 2,500 dungeons or more, like close to 3,000, something like that, in order to get his second Concord. He got multiple
Ew.
Band of Gods throughout it. So he had the RNG for something rare to drop. It just wasn't what he wanted to drop.
Yeah, RNG. Okay, right.
There's RNG in this game, whether you like it or not, folks. About what you get at the end of the dungeon. Sometimes you get something really good, and sometimes you get a fail knot, which is also really good, but not the glamour big item that people are looking for, like the Band of Gods, the Concords, the Linkus rings, the Old Northern Crown.
I got the ones from that towers that just happened, the one with the puzzle towers. Both of those ended up being better than my Bands of Gods.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. That you got that, they have a new way. So that's what's good about being a new player now. It's like now you get these new Band of Gods. Because you may have one Band of God for a long time, and then this event comes around and you get an ornate of the new one, because you grinded the event out so hard to try and get yourself a good one, because you know how good it is, because it has 8% two-handed damage on it as well. It's like, come on, a lot of endless players, not all of them use but for most of them use two-handed stuff because you get more ward. It just makes sense. So like you can try DDR endless with the trialing staff, or Maga staff, whichever one has more magic power. I'd say, or more ward, go with that one. You can take and do your normals now. Kimiko said that was all for Dark Rift. Or if you have any keys to host Dark Rifts, you can take and host them, whichever one you want to do. So more normals or Dark Rifts, whichever you feel like it.
Run my Dark Rifts. I will share the love.
Yes, the Dark Rifts. We love the Dark. We love the dungeon rewards for that, because we love the Dark Rift fragments to be able to do despair farming a lot easier for open world stuff. It's really great. Like, I remember back in my day when I first started, like, a friend of mine recommended the game, and he would always recommend me these new GPS games. Like, he recommended I got into Ingress, so I tried Ingress after Pokemon Go, not before, because technically Ingress was released before Pokemon Go. So that was a little weird. It was a very cool game, but like, it was like so much work to put into that game. But it was a really great game to test your memory, because you had to do like these, like, memorize these patterns, or these like how like to draw the certain pattern on the screen or something like that. So it was a lot of work. But like, so when I started the game, I had no understanding of what ORNA was. Rather than he's like, oh man, this is a cool game, you know, I'm playing this and that. So I tried it, and I'm just killing monsters on the map. And that's how I leveled up. I didn't really like travel around in the beginning.
Then you kill bosses on the map.
No, like I didn't really move around that much. You know, I was still like a home gamer, you know. Stayed home a little. I sometimes went off for Pokemon, so it's like I'd play occasionally. But like whenever I found out about dungeons, I was like, oh wow, dungeons.
Wave vessels. Ooh.
Well, the wave vessels are not till later. Wave vessels were later. I think when I started playing wave vessels.
Oh, they were out already when I started.
Wave vessels just like recently like came out. Like the beginning of wave vessels. I don't know, that I'd have to like go look at that, because that was like a long time ago. With wave vessels, they were so janky that I remember people finding ways to take in like loophole to be able to open their wave vessel with doing like GPS tricks and stuff like that. Like they put it on airplane mode. It had like 10 seconds before it would take in, you know, pull them to their current locations, and they can open the wave vessel, or you know, something like that. And now it's like the game's like a lot different than it was, you know, 3, 4, 5 plus years ago. And it just shows like the creativity of Odior, or basically Northern Forge, for allowing them to make this game last this long, because like, you know, they're just adding more things to do, or more new things to do, which give us more options. So some people don't like more options, and some people love more options, or are just very picky about their options, you know. Like for me, it's like I used to love doing towers when I didn't have everything from towers. But now that I have everything from towers, and I've already got my ascension level goal that I set out to accomplish, I just don't really feel like doing towers unless it's like something that I really want. So like the last time I really put a lot of effort towards towers was for the Yelmaga's towers when they were first released, because this is the best weapon, you know. It's one of the best weapons in the game for the melee class. Ward up Dracula, or just take him out.
It wouldn't fucking get him.
Or try to take it out, you know. I appreciate the energy, you know. He's like, I'm gonna go for it. I'm going for it. We're a team. I always forget how the turn order goes in the Dark Rift dungeons. It's different than like your regular dungeons, because whenever new monsters spawn, they technically have to wait until you go in order to attack. And that's why I like Realm Shifter, because you just have avidity. Like, no, I can go multiple times. Ooh, I got 2 Herblore there. That's pretty good. And like what some people will do is they'll also just play other classes just for endless. Like they will, like a lot of people will swap to Realm Shifter and other stuff What skills do you normally use for dungeons? It just depends on what class you are and what style you are. I mean, for Realm Shifter, it depends on. Wait a minute, Evil Bob. Depends on your crit rate.
I tried out Realm Shifter. I just couldn't get him to stay redlined without dying.
So, I mean, the thing with Realm Shifter is, my friend. No, he can't open the video. I'll just tell him to watch my stream. And the first like 15, 20, 30 minutes it's in there. When I showed him the video of me dying. Oh, man. There we go. Just tell him to take and watch the stream. But yeah, I like Realm Shifter because, like, and it's a very risky class. You have to take and know what the, like, you just can't blindly just one-click attack. And then expect to win. You have to take and change up your attacks. Dungeons a little bit differently. Because, you know, in the beginning, there was Aerostorm. In the beginning for Realm Shifters, that's how they carried dungeons. In the before times. And then King's Wyfencer.
Or Charmer.
Or no. No, well, I mean, technically Bard...
Charmer was possible with, what was it called? With the Morrigan weapon.
You're talking about Mage Dance.
Yeah.
No, I think Mage Dance came later, I'm saying before Amities. Like, before Amities were involved. Then, so this is the progression. So it was Aerostorm, Zweifelser, then it was Mage Dance. And then you can technically do Aura Vestaga. You know, then take it to the next level. You think you can't? You could do, and then, well, yeah, Chain Shield became a way too, but that's not really carrying. That's more like just solo dungeon. That's different. You're still carrying a horde dungeon when you're doing Chain Shield. Like, I remember those days of just using Chain Shield all the time for High Anguish. And then I got sick of using Chain Shield all the time for High Anguish. So then I made a Zoyfencer build for High Anguish back then. And I loved it because it used two Berserks. I used Berserk 3 and I used Berserk 2. Or I used Berserk 1 and Berserk 3. I'd always try and get like the most from it. But then when the two-handed weapon rework happened, you know, technically, I think it's this year actually, right? Technically this year the two-handed rework happened, right, Hypon?
Yes.
Yeah, so with the evolution of the two-handed rework, you know, the game has just sprung open with like so much creativity and opportunities now that weren't as limited back then. Because now each class is like a handful of different two-handed weapons they can use. And like mages win because, you know, most two-handed weapons for mage are super helpful. Because that was their weakness, is to be able to find the way that they can channel their magic power to multiple targets. Until they created Aura Vestaga, of course. That was the in mage, they did Mage Dance before. You know, I used to actually be a heretic mage carry because that's actually what's one of my previous kingdom leaders was. So I just naturally adopted that kind of playstyle. And it felt like going down memory lane when I played Heretic with the new reworked Heretic. You know, that's why I waited so long for Heretic, because I knew the rework second, and it just happened to work out that way, alphabetical order, which is fantastic. for me to do it as the rework happened. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to play Gilgamesh before the Gilgamesh rework, so I can't really speak for that. Because I don't really play Gilgamesh. It was fun. It was really fun. It was really fast raiding, I will tell you that. Gilgamesh raiding is really fast. I mean, you've seen fast Gilgamesh raiding, right? Hypon?
I don't remember.
You don't remember doing raids with Big Yoshi?
Oh, I raided with him. Did?
What is it?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What,
But I
does
misunderstood.
he kills raids pretty quick, like
Yeah.
Gilgamesh.
Yeah, he's a very creative guy. You know, I haven't talked to him in a long time. Hope he's doing well. He was like one of the OG people for like a long-term player as well of the game. And like I hear all this stuff, but I just wait for the information to be officially released, and then I'll take and go over like what it is. I don't like hearing like the beta or like, you know, what people think it's gonna be. I just want to see the final product. Like, sure, I'm not against like theorizing and speculating what people can do. Like earlier, I was talking with Hypon and some other wonderful people, and I came up with the idea to be able to take and brilliant idea. This is before I think Hypon came here, about being able to take and search for your adornments in your gear in the smith. So like you can type in bristles, you can type in pinions, you can type in, you know, jewels of creation, and it's going to show you every piece of gear that has that adornment in it. Doesn't matter the quality adornment, it's going to show you all the ones that have the adornment in it. Be able to take and help filter through all your items, you know. And then eventually they can take and do it for like sorting it through in your inventory as well. Like that would probably be the easiest way for them to do it, because they've already done a good revamp on their inventory. Being able to take and like have an adornment search function, because there wasn't already like two or three different filter options wasn't enough. We need to add another one, you know. What, Casper? You getting about to start Monkey Madness 2? Last 10 quests to go. That's crazy, man. I was actually thinking about doing Monkey Madness 2 as well to try and help me train range fast, so I can get it done quicker, so I can move on to different goals once I get my 99 range. Because I know if I laser focus dialed in on doing range, I would get it really fast. But I want to try and stretch it out to get it right before the end of the year. So I'm purposely stalling it out. You got me. Caught. You know. That's why I'm not training range right now, and I'm training construction and Herblore. Because, you know, I want to take in on the range. Like, whenever I'm ready to do combat, then I'll do that. It's like, you know, I might send another cow fight queen attempt today. You never know. You know, I might try and go fight the queen again. But I'd much rather take and chill. You feel the same with 99 fire making? What is your favorite way of training fire making, Casper? Because everybody's got their favorite way. I'm not asking for the most optimal way. I'm asking for your favorite way. I know the most optimal way to do it. I'm just asking, what is your favorite way? And feel the same with the crest cave now. Yeah, well, because you're so close, that would make sense why you would take and be so like winter taught by far. Okay. See, my favorite way would either be bank burning, where you're just standing in the Varrock bank, just like burning logs right there, because you can literally go as long as you want, because you can just buy logs if you wanted to, or just use the logs you've already collected over the months and years of playing the game and use those. Like, you know, I've got plenty of logs here, as you can see. This is my log collection. I've not really done a lot of wood cutting besides a lot of ironwood recently to try and just get some XP. Because they don't have the pets, so you have to go back. Oh man, Yeah, there are those pet hunters out there that, I understand, I like my pet. Here's my pet right here. There he is right here, the tingle root. I got the chair from Halloween. This is where I put my little deck, my style slash movement clothes and stuff like that. And this I can technically get rid of this stuff now because I've already gotten all my defenders. Unless I wanted to go get another dragon defender. But no, I got my Aviator, I got my Aviator defender. I got the Rancor, pretty much my melee gear is pretty set up. I got the D-Horrocks for the, and I got the Curse of Breaching that's going to take and help me slay this Calphite Queen. So, I'm doing pretty well. I know I have to complete Dragon Slayer 2 in order to get a better gloves in the future, besides the Barrows, but the Barrows gloves are still really OP and good to use for other classes, which is nice. If I want to be lazy and not have to do switches and stuff, just throw in the Barrows gloves and I'll be good. But yeah, definitely make sure I bring my arc light that I put all my crystals in there, or to help me with that. And I'm happy that I got this layer imbued helmet, man. This is going to help me out a lot too. As you can see, my magic, which is over here with the rune, is I have one of the Veritas because this one was the cheapest one, and I actually do have the fancy Confliction gauntlets, and I have the Eye of a Yak. I have an uncharged trident. Actually, I bought it. The sad story is that I bought this thing charged, and then I died, and then it lost all of its charges when I died with it on. So that was sad face right there. I have the Twin Flame Staff. Haven't used it. It's gone back up to its original price, which is great. Yeah, so Slayers are one of my goals too. You see, I recently got the 74 Slayer, so I'm working on it. I like Slayer. Slayer is one of my favorite skills, but I also know that I have to take care of my other skills. My rune crafting's so close now. What's the item highlight plugin in thing? Looks dope. I'm talking about what I have on here for this, or what plugin? Talking about this one right here, not the. Oh, the colors here for this stuff? These colors? Yeah, I kind of changed that. Oh, looks like it doesn't want to sleep. Let me take and wake you up. That means that Kimiko did well if my tablet went to sleep and I didn't have to click on it. I mean, she had excellent carry. But yeah, let me get back to these planks. I love getting sidetracked on different stories.
I don't have no more Dark Rift, but I have normal, and I only have 3 left, so I'm gonna
okay.
run those.
Then that works. That's a good question. Let's see. What do I have for bank? I'm pretty sure I have almost any bank one on right now. Bank memory. I have bank tags. I guess it's bank tags, I suppose, right here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's maybe bank tags. Or maybe it's bank slot multi-surge? No. go back here. Go deposit these. You're most certainly welcome. No, that's the thing. I like getting distracted sometimes. It's all about the journey along the way on your adventure, not always about the destination. Sometimes it took me like, 20 something years, or I'm in the 30s now, they can realize that sometimes. They're always worried about trying to like rush towards to get the thing the fastest. Like, I had a friend, an old ORNA friend, of mine that's like, no way you're playing RuneScape, and he's like, hey, if you get to max level by summer, so this up and coming summer, and he had said he would give me like a max cash stack, which is like billions of gold. And I was like, oh man, I really like I like the idea of getting a whole bunch of money. Hey, you asked for it, I said it. You know what? I'm gonna take and full send it and see how it goes, Ash. I said I full sent it. You should have watched the beginning of the stream. That they can see it, see the introduction.
Yeah, just God forged my swass on. What's up?
Let's go. Congratulations, buddy. Congratulations, Drac.
Yeah.
That's why these dungeons are so good. Where are we at right now for construction? Alright, we're in the 600s now. We're finally gotten under the 800s, so making progress. What sounds stressful, Casper? But come on, we are getting closer to get to the next level. Yeah, I know this is like tiny XP. Oh yeah, what I was saying earlier, maxing by summer. Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me. Thank you for giving me back. Man, this dude, he's getting all the good RNG right now. I'm glad somebody's getting, because I'm definitely not getting it. That's okay. I've already got my spoons, as they call it, a RuneScape of RNG from ORNA, so I don't have any reason they can complain. Yeah, like if I wanted the max before summer, like I'd pretty much have to be. I couldn't really just be relaxing or chilling playing the game. It'd have to be like I had to have like different weekly, monthly goals in order to take in meat and stuff like that. So I'd have to guarantee to put in X amount of time and X skill for X amount of days. And that sounds wonderful if I'm enjoying it. Like if I manage to like make a schedule. It's like, okay, today we're gonna be working on construction. Tomorrow we're going to be working on Herblore. The next day we'll be working on flashing. Like each day was a different skill, and then weave in a little crab or a little nightmare zone in between. It'd be pretty cool. Then like it's definitely doable. Like but it's like you kind of have to master your AFK time. Like all the other like work stuff, you have to find the way to take and weave in extra time of RuneScape in that, and that's where it gets like difficult and complicated for people, depending on your profession, of course. And luckily for mine, I have the perfect opportunity to do it. So I'm trying to make sure I have as little XP waste as possible. But Still chilling. Still being chilling and having fun. Oh no, no, that's where we cross the line, Ash. I am not wearing a suit. I will sweat to death. No, thank you. Nope. Now I understand why you retracted the message. Yeah, no, that's not happening. You know, I might mix it up and maybe get a different color shirt instead of white. You know, for next time. You know, maybe a little more color and flair. Or you know, I might get some. Might see whatever different types of ties I have lying around, because this is my favorite tie right here, because it's green, and green's my favorite color. If you haven't noticed by the walls that I have, where you know the drink that I'm drinking right now is also green. You know, the green section is real.
Have you heard of this thing called Walkscape?
I think I've heard of it. Oh no, I ran out of nails. That's funny. But sorry, what were you saying, Jack?
It's made by people who made RuneScape, but it's kind of like you have to walk around in actual real life to get into the chop wood, cook food, and actually go to the places you need to go to.
Oh wow, no, I don't think I've heard of that one, but that's crazy for
Yeah, I'll
Walkscape.
try some of it and show it to y'all.
That sounds like Pokemon Go to me. That sounds like Pokemon Go to
Probably
me.
kinda similar. Like
It sounds like Pokemon Go, but in like a different type of game, different type of way.
Yeah, you gotta. It's in a beta phase now, so I'm not doing too much because they said once they do a full release, they're gonna wipe the server. So everybody who's already maxed out is gonna lose everything and have to start over anyway.
That's crazy. But hey, you know, at least you got like the practice it. You got to like you got to know what you have the intel and the knowledge what to do whenever it's officially released. Like you have the
from 1 to 10, how much you would count it as pay to win? 10 is
as pay to win. There is no pay to win in this. Like the only thing you pay for is you gotta pay. I think it's $5 just so you can enter the beta. But once you're in the game, there is no buying anything. You have to like straight earn.
It's a beta. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's acting like, you know, there's no like membership or anything. It's like just like a free to play game, like, or it's like pretty much.
Yep, like you could pay the $5, and then he said it is a subscription to stay in the beta, but they said once you pay the first $5, you can cancel your subscription. You still keep the game, so you can still play.
You know, I think like some people would probably want to, or some people might not want to, because you know they want to support the creators, you know, for it. So it sounds like a cool game. Like, you know, Mimic told me this cool game as well that I have on here. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it's called Dark Rise Pixel Action RPG. Looks really cool. But it's like, I struggle to take and do more than 2 games. Like, playing more than 2 games for real. And not just, like, casually playing the other ones.
Mimic's the one that taught me how to play ORNA.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Mimic taught you how to play ORNA. So he has a different philosophy, but like everybody else has a different philosophy in ORNA. I'm more like...
That's funny, yeah.
You know, like he taught you well with like learning how to take and place your wave vessel at a dungeon spot if your house doesn't have a good dungeon spot, kind of thing, just in case like you can't go out and travel to go get a dungeon spot because of weather. Because, you know, it's a real thing. You know, weather is a good deterrent for people that they can go outside, depending on the time of the year. So having like that always access to a dungeon spot, and then if everyone else is at the same dungeon spot, so that's just like the advantages of living in the community, which like I'd say like a large percentage of ORNA community doesn't have that. Like they don't have that luxury at all. Like if me, Hypon, and and Kimiko. Like we all just can't go like just like go travel like 30 minutes to an hour to go meet one another to go drop our wave vessels in the same place, kind of thing. Or like even if it's like 2 or 3 hours, kind of thing. Because like High Point's on the other side of the world. Kimiko is probably like way up north because I'm all the way down south. You know. So it's like it's great to have that option, and that's why wave vessels are a cool thing. But having the travel to open them is a challenge if it's not your house.
It's doable.
Well, I mean, I would just want people to make sure that they're safe. You know, whenever they're traveling out in like dangerous weather and stuff. Sometimes it's not worth to go open up your wave vessel when there's a potential flash flooding. You know, to happen. You know,
most times at least one did the work. So if it's stormy or whatever,
yes, that's why it's important to have a community of other people that have wave vessels. Like, you know, luckily everybody has like, you know, 1 or 2 different wave vessel spots that they know that are pretty always good. Sometimes it's not good, but you know, that's why I hope the other person's place is good. Because like 1 week my place wasn't good. Usually it's pretty good, but it's like, nah, man, you're just not gonna have a good week for your dungeons. Yeah, Ash, I'm playing 2 games. Like I was talking, I was kind of saying earlier, like, you know, Sunday was like a like 90% RuneScape, like 10% ORNA. But normally I try and like have like a mix between the two, just because I just have that kind of like ADHD, where I just always have to be doing more than one thing at once, kind of thing. It's a blessing and a curse, you know. So I try and use it for maximum gains in video games, whenever I can. You know, why not play 2 games instead of 1 game? You know, I'm sure a great gamer once said that. Why not play 2 games instead of just play 1 game? That's right. I remember I needed to get the steel nails, or I have to go make steel nails.
I'll play Battlefield and run an endless while I'm playing Battlefield.
Well, yeah, that's why deity or like an easy class will be like a good way to take and do that, because you're mainly just tapping one button for the most part. For endless, like that's the thing. Like there's easier versions of endless, but you can't go as far if you're not paying attention. Like if you're just like tapping, and then like you have them, and your mouse is like aiming the camera and shooting stuff like this. Like if I was tapping the tablet with and that's what I normally do sometimes, is I'll take my left pointer finger and I'll just tap the tablet because it's sitting right on my desk on an angle, so I can just tap the screen if I wanted to go that way, and then I would just be playing like this. But sometimes if it's not like super intensive stuff I'm doing with RuneScape, I can always just rotate between the mouse and just makes it a lot easier than have to take control of that.
He's just clicking on his phone whenever he can.
Yeah, like, you know, I could take and do that too. Like I can just have, like, the thing is, it would be difficult for me to take and get this to take and be on the screen for the phone, because it's like the shaking in the HDMI cord. I don't think it would be like as stable of a connection kind of thing to do that. Plus, it'd be a lot smaller screen too. It wouldn't be like this. Normally, if you look at my previous streams,
just more devices.
When I have you just get more devices. I mean, I was joking around about like playing 3 games, like taking an old school Pokemon and just like playing it with like one hand, and then just using the mouse to take and control the other 2 games right here, and then just like being like that. But that's just probably like taking it way too far. Like, and that's maybe like a joke, or maybe like a bait thing to do that. Let me take this extended anti-fire. If you don't want this, I will take it, because I know I'll be fighting dragons in the future. Alright, but yeah, let's get these steel nails. How much are they? Would they be a piece? Steel nails, oh my goodness, will be 17 a piece. And then how much is one steel bar? One of them is 600, so yeah, it makes sense why they're like 17 a piece. I'm gonna be lazy. I'm actually gonna go make them my own, because I don't want to spend any money. I can make it myself. I got a 2,000 iron I'm willing to spend with a whole bunch of coal and stuff, so you know, I got some good mining stuff. I mostly sold a lot of my runite and my adamant ore. Well, no, I don't think I've actually sold adamant ore yet, because I can actually smith that, but I can't even smith it right now at 79. So I'm working on it. Definitely sailing has helped me work on getting my smithing higher. Like, that's what I liked about how, like, with RuneScape, it can be overwhelming to see, like, so many skills that you have to work on. But then when you like really just think about it, you're like, okay, what do I need right now to help me out? Not like what is the best thing overall for me to do, but what is the best thing to help me right now? And right now it's going to be working towards smithing to help with construction. I do have 100 steel bars, so that may be enough. I don't know. Let me do the math. I need 654. Let's see. And it takes 10 nails. Said 6,500. Wow, that's a lot. So yeah, I definitely don't have enough there, because it makes 15. Actually, let me just get the calculator. And I get the good old calculator out. Do some math. If we take 101 times 15 equals this, so that's exactly about less than a fourth of what I need total. So that's a lot of steel nails. I might have to come back here and do those another time and work towards something else, because I don't want the construction level that bad. Not right now. So then we pivot and say, okay, if one skill is out of the way that they can work on, what else did I put on today that I'll be working on, you know? Because luckily I always put more than one, hopefully, for the most part. Oh, I got a turn. And next is going to be Herblore, so I can definitely work on Herblore, because I got a good amount of stuff for that. And you can see here I'm closer to 75 than I am to get to this, barely. Let's do this. So thank you for your help. We'll be back, I'm certain. But now we go to the herb bag to work on making some potions. A potion making now. And what are potions we're going to make? Ranging potions. What are we going to do as well? Farming. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1. Where normally I do farming and I do herblore at the same time, because I get the herbs from them. And also I can go claim my nightmare points to go get some more herbs for more of this. That's how we got a lot of this stuff right here. So let's get that done. And it was funny, I was talking to my friends, so if I made the oak dungeon doors to get to 99 construction, I would exactly be able to make enough oak planks with plank make in order to get me to 99 magic as well. Like I'd get way past that if I were to take and just make my own oak planks in order to make the oak dungeon doors to get the construction experience. And I was like, that's not a bad idea. It's definitely a lot cheaper than this way, so who knows, I might try and just pivot to that one as well, because I do have 1,300 logs, but I don't think it would give me enough to get me to the next level. It might, plus I do have 342, but do you need, I don't think, well, hopefully you don't need nails for that. I think hopefully it's just the planks. So let's actually, let them cook. So I think it's your turn, Kimiko, so you can take an OCRs now.
Yeah, that's all I got, but I'm gonna have to leave for the night. I do appreciate you letting me be in the chat.
Oh, well, I appreciate you joining us, Jack. You're always welcome to come if you're chatting, if you're available to come hang out and talk with us,
Alright, well, I will try to do this again soon. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all later.
Alright, peace, man.
Later.
Okay, Mr. Hypon, what are your plans now?
Still running endless.
Okay. He's one of my kingdom members. So in ORNA we have kingdoms. So we have different people that make up the kingdom. So we have a king. The king is the person I'm talking to, Mr. Hypon. And then he's Drac, which is this person right here. And then, Vexy, who you heard on as long as in the kingdom. Kimiko, and then Not a Mimic. So a lot of the people that are in the voice chat that I talk to kind of like on a daily basis, interact and chat with me on stream as well. So it's like, people in the game. And like, we're a pretty competitive kingdom. We're currently, we're pretty powerful. We're currently ranked number 10 in the whole kingdoms and in the game. We're in the top 10 for kingdoms. And we're just like friends, just hanging out. Like, I'm a gamer, of course, so I'm naturally, like, my casual is still really nice. Or a lot of dungeons run and stuff like that. Or most people. So we all just help participate together. We're fighting a war. Yeah, we're definitely not going to win this war right now. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. But that's okay. If Drac won his, then we would have maybe a stronger chance to take and win. So if you're listening, Drac, I need you to take and please fight your war and do your best and win. Because 1, 2, 3, we can tie. Like, if he won, we can potentially tie. Because I think Mimic is going to win his. I know Phantom King's not going to win his. I don't know Best Pro. I don't know how strong he is. But I know Hellhammer is a really strong kingdom to fight. So that's and we don't normally win against them when we do cross paths. But yeah, I got space in the dungeons if you want to join, or are you still doing your towers?
Me?
You.
I'm endless.
Oh, that's right. You're doing endless. That's right. I completely forgot. I thought it was towers.
I need to build up.
Or originally, I think it was towers. Then it progressed from towers into endless.
It was, then I changed.
He pivoted. See, he pivoted too. You can pivot in different video games from one thing to another. Did it again. All right, so let me see. Let me see if I can get to these oak. And then I scroll down to the bottom, and it's oak door. So I need 149. We get the calculator again, because I'm not doing this math. This is a little more complicated. It's 8 logs per one, so 149 times 8 equals 1192. So I have 300s plus this, so I would have enough oak logs in order to get to the next level. So hey, I guess we're going to continue with the magic angle and work towards that. Try to get this.
lucky.
What happened?
I survived with 500 ward.
All right. Well, I guess we're just taking we're making a pivot too in Orna as well. It seems.
Sorry?
So we're taking a pivot in Orna too. So a lot of the people gonna go do other real life stuff, and they got because that's what they got to do. So that's good. Have you ever seen an Indian play this game? Yes. I've talked to a couple people from India in the past. They were like teenagers, or like teens close in their 20s, so like younger generation. I've talked to people from all different parts of the world by playing this game over the years. And I'm mainly talking about Orna. I mean, to be fair, I've talked to some different people from the world from RuneScape as well. But I'd say it's more people I met through Orna. Like I know people from South America, from Asia, from Japan, from the Philippines, from Taiwan, like so many different parts of Europe, France, Germany, outside of Russia, or one of the states outside of Russia, Spain, of course all different parts of America. I think I even had some people play from Alaska as well, or like way up north, like Canada and stuff like that. So it's like, it's great. That they can meet and learn new people from around the world, see how they play the game and stuff like that, hear their life stories and experiences, and how this game has helped them with it. All right, so let's see. How many do I need again? Let me get this mathed out. So minus 346 equals 846. So I need to get 846 logs chopped. It could be challenging at times. I'd say that they can start this game, but as long as you have goals in mind for what you want to do, then you'll take and progress pretty far in this game. That'd probably be some of the best advice, and of course to have fun in the game. I wouldn't be trying to take and rush or do anything. Just learn and discover and try different things and stuff, because it's there's of course there's always gonna be the most efficient, best way to take and play a game, but not everybody enjoys that way. Some people like going on the road less traveled and just playing differently to achieve their goal in a different way. It may not be the fastest way, but it's going to be their way. Draw X 846. But yeah, let me go do this stuff that I wanted to do before. I'm really good at getting sidetracked. And I love getting sidetracked too at the same time. Sometimes it's annoying to get sidetracked, and sometimes you're happy to get sidetracked from the other things. It's a little bit of a mix up. Getting my stuff. Alright. But yeah, so for the most part, I'm probably going to transition to mainly playing RuneScape right now, because a lot of my ORNA friends had to go do other stuff or are currently busy doing other in-game stuff as well, which is all good. And like, you know, I don't play like, you know, like I used to play like, you know, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. Now I'm just happy to play like 3 or 4 or 5, you know, just like half of that, you know, or less of that. You know, I still get the same enjoyment because I'm running dungeons with my friends. And, you know, making jokes or just talking about stuff and just enjoying it. Just like in the olden days, like when people first started playing video games kind of thing. Back then, you know, on the old Ventrilo and like Skype and stuff like that. Or like, you know, the old before Discord stuff came out. You know, the pre-Discord era. Let's go to RuneScape. Whee! Now I gotta move this. Over this way a little bit. Yeah, they want to go that way. Make it easier. Whee! Okay, so we're gonna go to the farming guild because I don't want to forget my farming contract because the last seed pack was not being very desirable. Just need to get this, that, empty that. We're gonna get a dwarf weed and cook. We can take and get our Celestis tree, so I'm gonna do that. Because I'm all about team ranging potion right now, so dwarf weed for the win. Farming contract first. Can't get too sidetracked. So you need to get sidetracked with farming because there's so many different types of plants to grow, which is crazy. Like my mind was like blown. I'm like, wait, you're telling me you can build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different types of things in this game. And it's like, no way, bro. This is crazy. Like the world building. Oh, I don't have a spade. Luckily, this magic leprechaun can just hold on to your gardening supplies, and they're always around each one of them, so they're super helpful. And I'm pretty close to getting 90 farming, too. I could actually get there if I wanted to today. If I really wanted to, I can get the 90 farming today. But, you know, I might save that for tomorrow. We're just trying to do our farming contract, see what we get. You know, super close. Under 20k. Soon to be under 19k. If I get some good hauls from this. Yep, there you go. Last one, put it under 19k. Farming contract completed. Hey, Leprechaun, I need you to turn this into a noted currency, please. Thank you. Use your magic contract. Give me another hard contract. Potato cactus. I've already grown you some. Fine, I'll grow you some more. They love their potato cactus. Let's see, do I get some from the seed pack? I got 1 Tourstol. And then, I guess some Calquite seeds? Yeah, and overall, not the best. I mean, the Tourstol is pretty good. Alright. Potato cactus requires 8 snake grass, so that's also why I was growing the snake grass, because I know that the potato cactus love snake grass, because the little add-on told me to. You know, for me to be able to know all this information, like, I'd have to play this game for years. Oh, there you go, Ash joining in over here on Twitch now, I see, mixing it up. Let's see, now I have to, technically I'm not going to grow anything right now for there. I'm just going to get my potato cactus. I'm going to collect the other one. I'm going to go grow some more, because I'm not going to dig it up. Because sometimes if you don't want to collect the plant, then you just want to immediately go for for the trees, I think. I don't think it counts for all these plants. You can just pay them once it's finished growing just to dig it up for you, and you don't get any experience. And I just think that that's not the way. You grew it, so you might as well harvest more stuff from it, you know? But sometimes you can't. Like right now I'm growing a redwood tree over here. I can't harvest it because I don't have the wood cutting level high enough in order to do that. But it's going to give me farming XP, which is the main reason why I want it. And give me like 20,000, and I have like 4 redwood seeds that I've gotten over time. So pretty happy that they can have that through doing birdhouse runs or through the farming contracts. Pay for the cactus. And then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to pick some white berries because these actually sell for a good amount of money because they're used for the super defense potion. So I like those just to collect these. I think they're like 200 gold, 230 gold a piece. So I can always just sell some of this if I want to make some money. Because like you can actually make a lot of money if you like have like a very like meta farming route that you run. Like you can make a lot of money with farming. Just like how regular farmers can make a lot of money because people will spend more money for good stuff than just the basic stuff. They want the better stuff. The fancy stuff. If you grow the fancy stuff, then they're gonna pay you. Oh my goodness. Where are we at? 17k? So many white berries. Over 30. Jeez. This is going to be like a new record right here. This is the Atas coming in clutch. The special plant that helps boost the yield of all the other plants. No way, that's over. Wow, that was almost 40. Almost 40 white berries from one bush. That's crazy. Good RNG. I never gotten. I think the closest I've gotten to is like over 20 herbs or close to 20 herbs from one harvest. That was like my best. Let's see if we can break it with the task plant to help out. Because the dwarf weed's going to give me good XP right now. Well, actually, technically, if I claim the Celestis tree right over here, I would probably level up. So, and I do want to keep on growing those because that's going to give me battle staffs that I never take and turn into staffs. Yeah, Ash, barbecue is pretty important over here. In a lot of southern states, barbecue is like, you know, kind of like comfort food in some way. Alright, so let's see. Let me get the axe real quick to chop down the tree, and then a new Celestis, and some... I have the potato cactus. That's good. So, we're gonna get... I'm brain fogging right now. There we go, an axe. And then we're gonna get a Celestis tree... Let's see, will this give me the level up? No, it gave me, oh my goodness, look at that. That's crazy. Do you see that? Oh, man, tell me that's not creepy right there. Tell me that's not strange. Tell me that's not strange. Oh my goodness, man. Exactly that much XP to get to the next level.
happening?
Summoning, yeah. Yeah, summoning. Yeah, the summoning spell. You saw the number, right, Hypon?
I don't know the number.
It's 666. That's crazy how it exactly got to that number. Like, I wish it was 420 instead of 666. I'd be like, oh yeah.
666 cool as hell.
Yeah. I like, yeah, this guy knows what's up. He's going to take and hunt butterflies. See, this is what I did, Casper. Actually, I did recolor these butterflies. So, the ruby is red. The sapphire's blue. And then... Oh, no, the sapphire's yellow, I guess. And then I left the... No, that's a sapphire. What is that one? I can't tell. But basically, I have them 3 different colors. So I can take and distinguish the ones. Oh, it's going past now. Good, because I'm working level up. So we got past the number. I've already took the picture already, so we're good. Oh my god, this is my personal best right here. Crazy 8. That's my personal best. I think right there's 8. I'm taking a picture of this. I'm putting it on the fridge. That's big gains right there. That like overpays for the if you were to buy the seed, because the plant costs like 19,000, but you can sell each one of these or cut them and get experience for like 64k. So you'd make a profit. So you can always, like, if you wanted to, you can always just buy the saplings instead of having to grow them yourself in the water to save money, which I normally do that way just to save money. And then you can just take and plant them in the ground and then make profit. It's like you're growing money. You're growing the monies. And then they have these chopping trees that are similar to the bushes and stuff that will still produce fruit. So let's see. Can I fight this person right now? Let's see. I doubt I can, because I think I just recently fought them. But I figured then I'd be crazy to fight this plant monster to level up. Three out of 4. Let's see. What does it say? Is it going to be tonight, or is it going to be another day? This one right here. Oh, no, that's 4 in the morning. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that at 4 in the morning. No, thank you. That'd be perfect for High Pollen, because it'd be like 11 o'clock in the morning over there. He'd be like, sure, I'll do it. 11 o'clock in the morning. It's all about the time zone. There it is, the Ruby Harvest. Yeah, but the Ruby Harvest says red. So that's one of them over there. I see you. So I could definitely take and collect this sweet corn over here, and I can level up if I really wanted to. But I'll just wait for the farming contract, because I don't really need the sweet corn. I was just growing something just to grow something. But back to the magic, I suppose. Since we're done the farming contract for now, we can spend our time raising some magic up. Magic, magic, magic. Yeah, I need to stand here and then click the bank that way, so I don't click on another person. Oh, I don't have. I need to change my runes. The runes. Did you see the new stuff for WoW, Hypon?
Nah, I'm not following it anymore.
They're doing player housing now. They're doing player housing now.
They had it already.
What, player housing?
Yeah.
You're talking about for Draenor?
Kinda.
Talking about for Warlords of Draenor?
Yeah.
This one's supposed to be better though, and this one makes them more money, so you know they like this one more. With the ability in order to take and charge people to get furniture, real life money, they get in-game furniture.
Wait, they will do that?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. Like, you know, you want the special like winter theme set, you gotta spend money. You want
Okay,
this,
okay.
you
This
want
is
this, you gotta
working.
spend
Okay, okay.
money.
I
You
thought
know,
you
you
can
want
buy it from
you.
people, like, you know?
I don't think you can buy it from people. I think you have to buy it from
Yeah.
them. But I don't know. I haven't played WoW for real in like a long time as well. You know, I just watch people that occasionally talk about WoW. You know, so it's in my brain.
That would spend too much time. I would spend too much time on that.
Well, I know that's a different type of game. Like old WoW was built different. When we were younger, when we first
Oh,
started
it's
playing
still
it.
the same. It's much time effort. In the old way, same like always. If you want to be like at the top.
Well, yeah, if you're looking at it from the competitive stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not a competitive person. I'm a PvE person. You know, all too well.
Oh, there is competition in PvE. There is the biggest competition in PvE, I would say. With the level dungeons or with the world first raids.
Yeah, for the speed racers. Yeah, I'm not a speed racer. I'm PvE and speed racer. I would say are two different things.
No.
No. What I mean, like, you know, or let me
I mean,
rephrase this:
it's
like
I understand
casual
you,
players
you.
in like hardcore, like, you know, min-maxer
Yeah,
players.
that's
You
the
know,
point.
there we go. I was one of the casual people. I was always been a casual, you know, for WoW. I never really cared about PvP. I played a little bit in the past just because I had people to play with. I think during that time, that was literally the only reason why.
I like the
Forever ago,
battlefields on Alterac.
when
Was so
warlocks, forever ago when warlocks could drain mana. So that was disgusting at PvP because all you do is just, you know, Void Walker tank, drain the healer's mana. You know, they have no mana. Your healer heals you up, or, you know, the hybrid druid or whatever combat person they can help you out with CC and stuff like that, and then you're good. It was literally just that simple. And now it's like 5v5, you know, crazy things and stuff like that. Like I didn't play WoW to taken like, you know,
the 2-on-2, 3-on-3, and 5-on-5 exists since Burning Crusade.
yes, it did for a long time. Yeah,
the Gladiator appeared.
forever ago, since the beginning of time, almost. Because I started playing WoW around Burning Crusade, so I never really truly played Classic until 2019.
Played on private servers.
You played on? You weren't at those people. Oh, I see.
Nah, not those people. I couldn't pay it. I was like under 18.
Oh, you were a kid, so you legally couldn't.
Yeah.
So you found the way. You found the workaround. You found the workaround for it. The private servers were completely different, you know, than just the regular servers.
Oh, they were shitty as hell. They were so bugged and laggy and whatever.
Yeah, because it doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same host. You know, it's run by a different host, right? Is that the main, one of the main reasons, right? Why a private server would have problems, depending on the server that's being hosted from or whatever it is. You know, however the game was being, you know, brought to you.
Well, it's a crack. It's not the original game. I think so.
I mean, I'm curious because I don't know. I'm just asking for myself.
I mean, there's still plenty of this private service, but
yeah, they're trying to take down some of them. They had a whole bunch of drama about trying to take down the Turtle WoW stuff.
Yeah. Oh, they can still exist. Some exist like decades already.
Yeah.
Like a decade.
Yeah, it's just like I think Turtle WoW just like I think the way just like when I have to take an antagonize the Blizzard. I think that's why they got the unwanted attention.
I mean, some of them, that's what I've read. They're really giving the proper vanilla experience. Like even classic WoW doesn't do it properly.
Yeah, it's different. It's different depending on like some people want the true experience, and when it's not, when the people can understand, then it's different. Like, oh, this isn't the right thing, Teleport to catastrophe. I don't want to do the hard diary. They can be able to recharge Dragonstone. Wee. But yeah, I was saying yesterday, the day before, like a couple days ago, like my first character was a hunter, and me being a preteen, before or like as just becoming a teenager whenever I joined WoW all those years ago. What was the anime at the time that was cool that I watched? Naruto. And what does Naruto have? A demon. So what did I name him? Naruto Demon. Like any other 90s kid would. Or maybe it's just me. And then I named my other anime characters as well. Like I named my druid Luffy from One Piece. But Luffy came after because Naruto was first. Or actually, I don't know if Naruto was first. That's kind of hard for me to take and think because they were on roughly around the same time. That's why when people are like, is that a Luffy statue right next to you, or like a figure? And I'm like, yes, it is. This Luffy statue's like 20 years old, believe it or not. This thing's like standing the test of time because I'm glad I didn't destroy it while as I was playing with it. Easily could have. Probably is in the box, probably worth some serious money to the right collector, of course. Because people love collecting old stuff that they love to play for their game. Looks like I got my old Yu-Gi-Oh tins around me. Some people can spot some of them from those days. Like, that was a different time as well in my life. It's been Yu-Gi-Oh and WoW, man. I was dual gaming. And they had, of course, Pokemon. Can't forget the Pokemon. So, Yu-Gi-Oh, WoW, Pokemon. That was pretty much majority of my early years, I think. Like, it was the order probably like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, then WoW in that order. Is how I was introduced, in that way. Like the Saturday morning cartoons were amazing. Or I guess it'd be technically it's like, cause it's weird. Like, I don't know if they would have played it in different parts of the world at the same time. So it'd be like maybe like Saturday evening cartoons for you. If mine's at
it was here every day afternoon after school.
Yeah, so it's like that. Yeah, so it's like different time. Like, so we had the same scheduled program channel just broadcasted around the world at that time. Because they bought that time slot around the world. So whenever I was watching it, someone else may have been watching it in a different part of the world.
The very good running animes became 2 episodes sometimes.
Yeah, it was more than one episode in order to take Naruto, and see what happened. Let's go. The next episode, oh my god, they're going to finish their battle. Who's going to win?
But most times they did they showed 1-2 times always, and there come always one new one.
Yeah. Like, I remember when I was watching, like, the Saturday morning cartoons, there'd be, like, 5 or 6 different episodes. So it's like, it was like you're there for a couple of hours, you know?
Mm.
Depending if you actually liked the other stuff that came on. You know, if you didn't, then, of course, you would go. Go do something else or go play a video game or, you know, whatever else, you know, you wanted to do as a 90s kid.
It's 4:20.
420, let's go. It's 420 in High Pond Land. Oh, a wild Vexy showed up. Hello there.
Hello.
No.
Stop.
Sup?
You guys want to see some bread?
The bread?
Yeah.
Who's Brad?
Well, I made bread.
Not Brad, bread. Like a baguette or
Okay.
a loaf of bread or
Not the guy.
not a guy, yeah.
Okay.
Not a person, a piece of food.
It is now forever memorialized in the Sharing Central.
Let's see. Oh, that's a nice bread.
Where's the bread?
It's on my Discord server under the Sharing Central towards the top.
Can't find it.
It's close to the top, all the way under the Welcome Center.
Is that? Oh, bread.
Bread, yep, bread. There you go. Probably people can see the bread too. There you go. There's the bread. So we're
More
not just
bread.
all saying that it's bread. Now everybody's seen your bread, Vexy. There you go.
I feel famous.
She's like, buy my cookbook.
And I wish I should maybe market that, but you know, I mean,
You can do
you
it.
can't really make
I'm-
much.
I'm sure you could.
Well-
You could do something with it. You know, hey, I would
You know
buy
what?
your cookbook.
You can't make much though
Oh.
off of recipes
It's
anymore
not-
because
it's not-
everybody posts them online. So.
It's not about making.
Can't do
It's about people like carrying on in the traditions of making food and going out to go buy food. So having a good recipe book can help them out.
Yeah, I mean, but most people just use the Google.
Better
Okay,
than
good. I
Michelin.
use Google, too.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of people do use Google. You know, my sister uses like Pinterest, Instagram, you know, whatever, in order to try and find the recipes at the moment that are just, you know, the popular ones for the season and stuff.
Yeah, some of them are good. You know what?
Or you can just make like a
Look.
cooking channel. Just make a cooking channel. There you go. Problem solved.
I've always got recipes going and stuff. You know, can't go wrong.
That's right. Can't
You
go
should
wrong with
cook one
cooking
day.
the food yourself.
On stream.
I should cook and stream, you say?
While playing RuneScape.
While playing RuneScape and Orna at the same time. I have like a stove behind me. I'm just like reaching behind the taking stir the vegetables in the frying pan. You know, now I reach back over to this side of the table and I flip over the steak over there. I'll definitely have to wear a coat that time that they can protect my back from the grease splatter.
Well,
The dangers
that's a
of
bad
cooking and
situation
streaming at the
now.
same time, putting technology and heat next to one another.
That's damn.
There we go. Now we're under 2,500 Plankmate cast to get the 87 magic, and I was looking at the spell book, and I get to take and teleport to Catherby at that level, so that's cool. I like that. And it's like so much more expensive compared to the other one. Like, I don't know.
I'm done with the endless.
You're done? How'd you do?
1.2 in 2
1.2.
hours.
Nice.
Billion.
Of course, billion. I wasn't gonna say a million.
Yeah.
He's.
I mean, like the first hour was 150 million without shrine. And then, I mean, I could have the 25% from yesterday, but or 2 days before. It's okay. I can do some ascensions again.
Well, that's good. Yeah, you got enough for a couple more ascension levels. That's good. So, what are you staying up and then going to sleep in the morning of what you're doing?
No, I think I'm going to sleep now.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was about to say it was pretty late for you to stay up, so I didn't know if you were trying to stay up to like 7 and then go to sleep.
I went for a nap in the evening.
Oh, you had the nap. You had the nap.
I had a nap for 6 hours in the end.
See, I didn't hear that part. So if I heard that you had a nap, then I'm like, all right, it all makes sense now. You know.
And 6 hours is for me actually a proper sleep, so
that's
I couldn't
crazy.
sleep anymore. But I feel tired now, so I should use the opportunity.
Yeah, go take like a 3-hour nap. You know.
Maybe, but I have weekend. It doesn't matter. No alarm.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, have fun, and we'll talk.
All right. Have a good night, Nightbone. Peace.
You too. See you.
Good guy, Nightbone. Yeah, I think I've accomplished a lot on stream. I don't think I'm actually going to be able to take and level up or anything, but I made a lot of progress towards leveling up by making the construction progress. We got, I think, like 30 or 40% today, so that's a good push. I still have to go get my Nightmare Zone stuff, so I was going to go get the herbs from there, and then go to miscellaneous, so I still got a lot of stuff to do. But I'm waiting for this farming contract before I do anything else, which is going to happen in exactly 30. What is that? That's 35 minutes from now. So that's actually a good amount of time from now. I can actually probably go do the other stuff then. I can probably go do miscellanea and go do that in between. So we're going to do that after we finish this batch of logs here. I'm going to leave these logs in my party so I know how much I need, or I can just write that on a spreadsheet or something like that to always keep track, but that's how many I need in order to get to the next level. So we're going to empty, and then empty again, just to make sure. Alright. I think I'm done with this for now. done with that. I still need this for later, so that's why I'm keeping this for now. So what I do need is a drum and staff, and then a couple home teleports, just because I don't want to change my lunar spell book. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use the Ring of the Elements. I'm going to go old school. Go Ring of the Elements. There we go. Put up this Archer's Ring. Alright, so step one is we're going to take our Fairy Ring. And we're going to get a Rake too, so let me not forget a Rake here. Miscellanea. And like the only reason why I'm not in a hurry to take and work on the construction stuff is just because it's so expensive to do it. Like once I get to 83, getting all the stuff in order to take and upgrade the fancy jewelry box, I might try and craft a lot of it myself to try and save some money for the necklace, and then maybe try and get someone else to take and help and refill them if it has like some empty ones for the fancy one. And then like this, getting the ornate pool is going to be super expensive as well, so I'm going to have to go back to killing the frost dragon for some money because I was making bank, but also doing slayer task can yield some money as well depending on what you're farming. Unfortunately, I'm not getting a lot from cow fight. I mean, luckily if I do manage to take and master killing the cow fight, that would be fantastic. Because then I can try and get the dragon pickaxe drop from that, I think, which is not one of the higher rated things. But the main reason why I want to take out the cow fight queen is because I want the head so I can recolor my slayer helmets to be the color of the cow fight queen, or around the similar color, which is my favorite color, green. That one or the other one, and I think this one's a lot easier to get compared to the other one, but I'm not sure. But let me go to Miscellanea. Go visit my people. 97%. Man, I have not been here in forever, apparently. I'm so sorry, people. Let me take and rake some weeds so they can make it up to y'all. To build some cred. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, you're most certainly welcome, ma'am. Just doing my job as the king of the people to help participate to get them some resources, you know? Oh, yep. We're going to collect. So we're going to check resources first. So you can see here I put full into the seeds and then into the herbs next. So I want the seeds to be able to grow more stuff. And my coffer is going down below 7.5, so I might have to put some money in there, but maybe not right now. Collect, so now we're going to collect. I say collect. Collect resources. And boom. Let's see, what do we get? I'm just trying to check out all the stuff that I don't know what it is. It's irits. We got 1 Raynar. We got 4 Toadflax. Whiteberry, mushroom, seaweed, okay. You need to start growing some seaweed too. That would kind of help. I got 10 snake grass, that's cool. These are more of the common ones. Now for the herbs, we got Harlander, Tarum, Avatone, Irits, 7 Renar, 4 Dwarf, 7 Canentine, 7 Quorum, and 4 Lantime. So pretty good. Not too bad for about 3 days of work or so. Hello there, Win-Win Bin Bin. How am I playing on ORNA on the PC? What I do is that I have my tablet that I play ORNA on, or one of my devices, and then I have a cord connected to my computer right here, and I use a program called Scrippy, SCRCPY, and what it does is that it mirrors what's on my tablets to my computer, and I can control it that way while it's plugged in. But yep, there we go. Thank you very much, sir, for that. But now it's time for me to take and go teleport to the Nightmare Zone so I can go get this. They're going to old school teleport this way. Say some magic words. Start to levitate, you know, classic old school teleport. Or to the sky. And there we go. Search rewards chest. $10 and $5. I can't buy anymore, right? Yep, that's all that I can buy. Simple as that. Alright. Let me go here to the bank, and I'm going to open up all the stuff slowly over time so we can see what plants we get. It's going to be at once one box at a time because each one has like 6 or 7. I'm going to leave that stuff in there because I don't want to mix it up. But let's see: Guam, Orlander, Marito, Avatone, Renard. Ooh, Orlander. And then put that up. And then just keep on going to one more box at a time. Tarum, Arlander, Landtime, Iritz, Avatone, Iritz, and Guam. You can buy 15 boxes every day too, which is fantastic. Avatone. Ooh, there we go. Finally a dwarf. Guam, Hollander, Guam, Tarum, Renard. Nice. Renard at the end. Renard coming in clutch. Help save the day. Hollander, Guam, Tarum, Marintel, Warm, and Guam. That one was not good at all. Yeah, win-win-win-win. I don't use like an emulator to play the game because that is technically against the terms of service for ORNA because it technically is a phone or like tablet game. So you have the probability of getting caught if you do use programs that do that. So I just highly recommend just not doing that. Like I wouldn't want to take and like do that for a chance to take and lose like years worth of progress that I put into this game. It's not worth it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze, as they say. Ooh, Renard, Guam, Tarum, Guam, and Tarum. Wow. That was a quick one. No. We're staying here. Marintel, Renard, nice. Double Renard. Whew. Guam, Marintel, Quorum, and Marintel. Each one of those give me a little Herblore XP as well, which is very nice. Avatone, Renard, Guam, Renard, Tarum, and Marintel. Cool. All good in my books. Alright, we are officially past the halfway, so we're almost done with the herb boxes of goodies. Let's see. Bomb, Avatone, Harlander, Eritz, Harlander, Landtime, and Marital. This is all going to help me when I do mixology at 75. That's one reason why I want to try and get my Herblore level soon. I really want to get the 76, so then I can use, or 77 technically, so I can just use the pie boost and be able to make the Sardaman brews myself than having to spend like 8k a piece for them. Terram, Lander, Guam, Terram, Harlander. Ooh, that was a not good one. Marintel, Renar, finally. Quorm, Renar, Quorm, Terram, Guam. That one was a much better one to help make up for the other one. So that's good. Alright, 4 boxes left. I'm just going to open them all up right now because I have the space. Alright, nope, I missed one. You know what? I'm just gonna put it up. Yeah, we're just gonna put it up, and I'll just stick and sort through it another time. What is the last stuff here? Marintel, Guam, Quorm, Terram, Renar. Nice, Renar for at the end. Let me see, how many Renars do I have? So I got 10 grimy Renars. I got 2 Renar seeds earlier today when I was taking out the lizardmen to get my talismans. I got 10 of those, so 20, and then I can just use the snape grass, and then be boom, bomb, bing. Right there, so that's cool. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, it's Mr. Maxwell. Hola, Senor Maxwell. Yes, you have returned. Welcome back. Let me do this. Make it easier to see you. I like the gumball icon that you got right there. Watch a little bit of that show. It's nice to see the evolution of the cartoons. Yeah. So what I got? I got like, what is it? 22 minutes before next one's ready. I'm a little tired because it is getting late. So I'm going to be concluding the stream pretty soon. I wanted to kind of wait till the last farming contract and after that, which is going to be about 22 minutos. And he's gone. But yeah. I guess I don't really need to go anywhere. I can just go right here. I actually did kind of want to go back to the Farming Guild though, so I can give the leprechaun or give a leprechaun their stuff back. But I can just go this way to do that, which is nice because I have the hemp right here that I can grow. You know, we're growing hemp over here, so this could technically get me to 90, but I want to wait. I'm so tempted to pick it, but I want to go give the leprechaun his rake back, or he's holding the rake for me, so I'm going to go give it back for him to hold for me. And now we're going to go back to just making a whole bunch of oak logs, because that is the way. Do you know the way? Yes, I do know the way. Take and this away, get my ever dwindling money, and then we just start like making and chilling. I'm not gonna worry about the plank sack, just gonna go it straight old school with this. So then I just put it right back up and then go again. Right there. Oh wow. That's crazy. We actually got up to rank 7 for our kingdom according to this in ORNA. Is this for real? I know we did a lot of rating, but I didn't know we did that much. But maybe you have to wait till tomorrow it is, or maybe let me check the leaderboards. Leaderboards. Kingdom. You know, it doesn't show that. That might be an older picture, I guess. Maybe. He was joking around saying casual, and I just responded back. So this is my response to him saying that we're so casual being in the top 10. I'm like, yeah, super, you know? A casual 3 to 5 hours of dungeons and raids a day. So casual, you know? Casually just shuffling people up the gauntlet. Helping out one another, which is the important part. Like, that's how, like, kingdoms or communities grow, is when you help each other become stronger. You know, it's not rocket science. The people that stuck together and helped each other grow stronger are the ones that are able to take and grow and prosper the most in different parts of the world. The power of teamwork and communication is a lot. Sometimes it's not always easy to communicate. Alright. Making the progress. Already under 600. Oh, I didn't want to drop the log. It's crazy that you can actually make money by making these lower tier logs, because they're just so important for leveling up construction. It's crazy that you can take a log that costs 32 gold and then spend like 150 or 175, however much it costs, in order to take and turn it into a plank, and then you can sell that for over 300 gold. The RuneScape economics is quite different compared to other games. That's a pretty cool game, Drac. That's a boatload of gear. What is that? 12 slots a year. Jeez. Looks pretty well made. Oh no, I don't want that. No. Wait a minute, what happened? How did I get rid of all my money? Did I really just plank make all my money? It's gotta be what happened. Oh well. I guess that's it for plank making. Oh man. No, I had to do something with it. Hopefully I'll figure it out. That's crazy. But yeah, that's a really cool game. There's so many cool games. So little time. Let's start then from zero, I guess. We're starting from like hardly any money then. Still surprised what I did. Oh wait, I know what I did. I made them into platinum tokens. That's what I did. I used the money on there, so now it makes sense. Yep, there we go, yeah. Alright, phew. Man, I thought it's disappeared, but nope. I turned them into platinum tokens. It was just a prank. Now I have to get my calculator to get the math again. Because I put the logs up. Because I really debated myself until I finally realized what I did. Alright, so let's get the logs. We have to get 1192 minus 661 equals 531. So I need roughly get 500. 531. There we go. So that should be roughly around the same number that I need. So let's continue on. Fine, nothing happened. Like, there's so many games out there that that are like great games that you could technically just play like if you wanted to try and like, I don't know, have some sort of super variety, you could technically play a different game every day of the week if you wanted to. Like, there's so many good games out there, but that would just be so much work having to take in, like, you know, remembering all the things you have to do for each of the games. But you would kind of have signed up saying, hey guys or gals, you know, I'm going to play a game every single day, different game every single day this week. And then next week you can either continue those games, or you can take and play a different one. So then you would find out real quick who liked what game and who didn't. But I don't really do that. I just mainly just play the games that I like to play. Even though some of the games are pretty popular at times. But like with ORNA, you know, ORNA is a game, is an indie, like most great games sometimes start, or most of the times will start as like an indie game or like a solo developer game, and then become something amazing whenever they able to take and really get the game out there for people to take and play. Like, some people like racing games, some people like fighting games, some people like super high tense, reaction speed games. Some people like MMORPGs. Some people like player versus player games. Like, there's so many different types of games out there. Some people like the farming games, like Stardew Valley and stuff like that, or like the super chill games where you're relaxing. And like some games have like areas in different parts, and some games don't. So you got to figure out what balance that you like. Like, some people may like RuneScape because they can just click a button and not have to worry about clicking on the button for a couple minutes in case they have to go, in case they're trying to do other stuff throughout the day. So you can kind of like, work on multiple things and play RuneScape at the same time. Might always not get the maximum XP or effort for the time that you AFK, but hey, it's time that you are not having to take and spend the game and you're getting XP. Just like right now, I just click, plank make, and then, look, there's a timer at the top that tells me when I'm done, so I can just go toss this in the bank and then be a silly goose because I don't have more planks to turn, or more logs to turn in the plank, and then I cast plank make. And now I'm good for like another minute and change right there. Hands off keyboard right now. Just chilling. Let's see, what do we got? What do we got, folks? We got like 7 minutes, I think. So yeah, we're doing it. We're making it. Might go to the Farmers Guild after like 2 or 3 more batches, because I think that should be enough time, and that'll put me into the 300s probably right there. Once I get ready to go back to the Farming Guild to collect the farming contract and get that level 90 farming. Level 90 farmer. Bring me up to 1627. I did make some progress with range, which is good, when I was trying to go for my Xerx's Talisman, so I'm happy that I did get probably a good like 10, 20, 30,000 XP while doing that. Hopefully more than that, but I wasn't really keeping track of it. Actually, I kind of was. So last time I checked, I was at 27% of the way to get to 95. Now I'm 33, so I've gained some percent. Percents have been gained. It's maybe a little bit lower than I want, so maybe after the stream I might go do some wonderful gemstone crab, bringing that kind of classic, and go take care of some other stuff after the farming contract, and see if I can get another 50, 60,000, or at least like 100,000. It would be nice to get throughout the whole day. So maybe get to like 30, 37, 38% of the way there, I think. So just another like 4 or 5% would be nice. So I think it would be good progress. Try and work towards getting that that 10% each day or more. Slow progress goal. Like, I've gained a lot more than that in this one and this one today, just because I've been working so much on it so far, and this one because I'm more going to be making them on potions. Eventually going to be doing some mixology So that's going to require lots of herbs. So getting these herb boxes is fantastic. Let's see. Where are we at? Yep, we're getting close to being at the halfway mark for magic, which is fantastic. There's something I do want to work on to get more higher level magic, because I know it's important for certain parts of the game. Let's see, yep. We could do one more rotation, I think, for this, and then we'll be good to head over to the Farming Guild. And that will bring us under 400. So that's cool. Very nice, very nice. Oh, there's a person right there. Doing their own thing. All right. Last bench. Gonna bring me probably close to 47%. Probably not over 47, but pretty close. Close, I mean like probably like 50%. Hey, it's more total XP gain. I'm at 66.54 million. So over 66 million has been gained. We're definitely going to get over 70 before the end of the year with all the stuff that I'm working on. So that's going to be cool. Almost there. 3 more logs. Come on. Alright, now we go to the air altar. Go this way. Old school teleport style. Use an array of the elements, they'll bring you around the place. Amazing ring, I love it. Very elemental. Let's see, repair my prayer. Travel to the spirit tree. To the farming guild. You go visit the bank here. And yep, it's time. We get our spade. And now we get our XP. Give it to me. There we go. Gained level 90 in farming. Now I can grow redwood trees. Good, I've been growing them already, but I've been growing them technically starting today, but you know. Contract. Yes, another hard one. Snape grass, sure, I'll do that. Easy peasy. Alright, thank you. Let's see what we get from this one. Alright, so we got a Torstal and a Kawarm, Calquat, Acorn, Belladonna, Crandarin, Whiteberry, and some Asgardian. So it's pretty good. I'd say overall it's pretty successful. We're not going to be a little more juicier than that, but who knows? Maybe the next one will be tomorrow. So appreciate everyone watching. Do the things if you enjoyed the stream. I'll be back tomorrow around 6:30 Central Standard Time when I start. Have a great rest of your days/nights, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace, everyone. Bye.